on the Wideband chat. So, but I wasn't looking the Wideband chat, the chat. But, and as Ed, Papa Uniform, I think he's Papa Yankee 2 Romeo November. Ed once said, his one of the last nets, he said we should interact more on the satellite, and I completely agree with that. So one way to interact is doing it via the chat. So I have an idea, and my idea is to use the chat. Okay, to use the chat to interact live. So if you want to interact live, you have to be looking at the chat, but if you are not looking, then you miss the very nice comments that you had on me. So you commented, so for example, Nigel, you commented, yes, Alberto, your English is better than me. I don't think so. It's excellent English, thank you so much, Gary. And then Mike was talking about the 7-story building. So he was talking to me, but I didn't see these comments. But what if I can show the comments on my screen? Then, well, like this. Okay, so if I'm looking at my screen and this message pops up, I know that someone is talking to me, and then I can talk back to him. Then he was also telling me that he remembers the satellite tracks back in the 19th, traveling wave tube amplifiers and analog modulators, but I did miss the comment. So if I built this this other version of the chat with a couple of buttons here, so I can show the messages on the screen. But not only that, I can put some sort of keyword. This keyword can be my name, okay, can be Alberto, or can be a hashtag, for instance, hashtag DATV. So if you write in the chat and put this keyword on the comment, it will show on my screen automatically. So, okay, so Ohan was DATV test. Sorry, because okay, it showed. So DATV test. So Ohan is writing the hashtag DATV. So it shows on my screen, and I see that his comment is on my window, and maybe I will look at my window and say, hey, Ohan is talking to me. I think this could be good for nets, or good for when someone is talking and giving a presentation, or I think we have to interact. Yeah, we are talking to the camera normally, but we also have some monitor, some screen showing OBS or showing whatever producing software we are using, and it is more likely that we see the comment like this way, and it's showing on screen, so other people we also see the. It could be yeah, it could. It's HTML, so I have. Yeah, it could be. Can be done. So I'm preparing this. Right now it's only one user, I think, that can log in and use this, but I can explain you how to do it. I mean, it's not multi-user, it's not like login protected or anything. You just go to my thing and put your call sign and start using it. It's not perfect, but it's working right now. So yeah, this is one thing I wanted to comment. Also about SOTA, I didn't have time to end on my SOTA thing that I wanted to comment. So yesterday we were at Puigmal, which is a summit here in the Pyrenees, and with my wire antenna and my 20 watts, and I started to learn Charlie Whiskey, also CW, so you can see me sometimes here sharing my progress in the satellite, so it's kind of more fun to show it on the satellite and put myself to the test. And I will keep doing that if you don't mind. And yesterday, so I contacted with NA, with a couple of stations in NA and also in Europe. Just in 5 or 6 minutes activation, it was so cold that we went back very, very fast, very quickly. So it was cold like this. I mean, like this. This is the cross. It's sitting on the top of Puigmal at 2,900 meters. So I was activating like this with my dog just hanging in there. Yeah, so with my limited with my limited CW knowledge, I was on the air. It is fascinating. So please just take a look at the program. And yeah, that's all for me for now. Thank you so much. I will pass it to Gary, I think, or Keith. If Keith is here, he can take it. If not, I think Gary has to take it. So Echo Alpha 3 Golf November uniform to whichever of you want to take the control back. Thank you, guys.
Not a chance, not a chance when doing surface mount work, and it works really well. And they're about 10 British pounds, so dirt cheap. As Martin was saying, his dish and everything's moving around in the wind, which is kind of quite on theme, as we've got an orange wind warning for kind of very strong winds and lots of rain. But 50 years ago, yeah, sadly the kind of 18 crew all lost their lives. Ironically, if they'd stayed on the boat, they may have survived, because it was basically impossible for it to sink, because it had thousands of tons of wood on board. And that's all that's left today, is the engine that you can see at low tide. And also at the same time we had that monster come to visit us. That was a massive ore carrier, hundreds of thousands of tons, and it took a wrong turn, and it ended up spending several months stuck on Guernsey rocks. That became unofficially the world's biggest hovercraft, because they nigh on ripped the bottom out of it, and they filled it full of compressed air after taking the iron ore and dumping it over the side. And there's pictures of the waves breaking over it. So yeah, it was